Today, the Kashmir region has once again caught the world's attention after a series of military clashes between India and Pakistan that resulted in at least 66 deaths. Although both countries have agreed to a ceasefire mediated by U.S. President Donald Trump, the situation on the ground remains tense and full of uncertainty. The latest conflict was triggered by a terrorist attack in Pahalgam, Kashmir, on April 22, which killed 26 tourists. India accused a Pakistan-based militant group of being behind the attack, which then prompted retaliatory strikes by the Indian military into Pakistan. This military operation, named Operation Sinjor, targets 9 locations suspected of being bases for terrorist groups such as Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. In this escalation of conflict, a massive aerial battle occurred between the Indian Air Force and Pakistan. India lost several advanced fighter jets, including 3 Rafale jets, 1 MiG-29, and 1 Su-30 Mki. This marks the first time that India's Rafale jets have been downed in combat, raising questions about India's military readiness and strategy. Meanwhile, Pakistan claims to have successfully shot down several Indian reconnaissance drones and stated that they are ready to face any form of aggression. Nonetheless, the two countries ultimately agreed to a ceasefire mediated by President Trump. However, India rejected the claim that the ceasefire was the result of international mediation, asserting that it was a bilateral agreement. Tensions are not only occurring on the battlefield. India has also announced the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, which previously governed the sharing of river water between the two countries. This step has raised concerns in Pakistan, which claims to have experienced a decrease in water flow of up to 90% in the Chenab River. Pakistan has even threatened to consider disruptions to the water flow as an act of war. In the midst of this tension, civilians have become the main victims. Hundreds of thousands of people on both sides of the border have been forced to flee, and economic activities in the region have come to a complete standstill. Many schools and public facilities have been closed, while hospitals are overwhelmed in handling the injured. President Trump stated that this ceasefire is a first step towards a more permanent peace. However, many parties are skeptical about the role of the U.S. in this conflict, considering the long history of tensions between India and Pakistan, which are often triggered by internal and regional issues. Currently, the world is waiting for the next steps from both countries. Will India and Pakistan take advantage of this ceasefire momentum to initiate a peace dialogue, or will the conflict flare up again with greater intensity?